What's up, my Central Unit? It's the Central Man here. So, back again with another classic WWE pay-per-view review. Months ago, I did a review of WWE Bad Blood of 2003. This was basically, the first Raw brand-only pay-per-view, and really, it was the very first brand-only pay-per-view in WWE history. So, let's go on to the SmackDown side. I'm going to review WWE Vengeance 2003. This is the SmackDown's first ever brand only pay per view. This show was at the Pepsi Center in Denver, Colorado on the 27th of July 2003. The attendance for the show, I think it was about 9,500. The buy rate for this show, I checked on some website. On one hand, it says about I think it's about 300. I think it's about 360,000. I got, yeah, 365,000 pay-per-view buys on one website, and then I checked on the Wikipedia side for the show Vengeance because it said about that show got about 322,000 pay-per-view buys. One says about that show kind of decreased by 10%, and one gone up from the previous Vengeance pay per view. That was from 2002. This was basically like this is for like this is like 2003. This is first. This is kind of like getting into expansion mode because 2002 was the start of the brand split. They were doing like '02. They were still doing duo pay per views, and then 2003 they started to do brand only pay-per-views, Raw and SmackDown. Before I think it was until 2007, they just they'll go back, do a trio show, Raw, SmackDown, and ECW because they don't have enough talent to pull off brand only pay-per-views before. Anyway, because for the main event of the 2002 Vengeance pay-per-view was Undertaker, Kurt Angle, and The Rock for the WWE Championship. Anyway, so the 2003 Vengeance pay per view. Yeah, this is the first SmackDown pay per view, brand only pay per view. Anyway, so the commentators for Vengeance of 2003 are Michael Cole and Taz. So the first match to kick off Vengeance of 2003, we got Chris Benoit versus Eddie Guerrero, and this is for the United States Championship. So SmackDown introduced really brought back the United States title. Yeah, I think they used it in they had the old WCW United States title. That was during the Vengeance storyline in '01, and then after that you never see that United States title ever again. I don't like that United States title. I see the picture of WCW's United States title. Don't get me wrong, I'm not disrespectful, but I don't like it. I don't like its style. It didn't really, it's just I don't like that design. I like the WWE's United States title, the old design with the American flag. I don't know. I like the United States title right now. I saw some pictures. That was a decent looking belt. I just don't like the WCW's United States title design. It's not for me. Anyway, so in 2002, after Triple H defeated Kane for the Intercontinental Championship, and also retain the world title. So basically, WWE, in a nutshell, they decided to get rid of the IC title because that was completely stupid. Because in '02, before they brought back the United States title, Judgment Day, they had just the two world titles, the WWE title, the World Heavyweight title, the women's title, and the both tag team titles. And the WWE Tag Team Championships that was on the SmackDown brand, and the World Tag Team Championships, and also the Cruiserweight title. So in '03, they brought back the IC title. So SmackDown really brought back the United States title. Basically, this is going to be WWE's version of the United States title. Yeah, they kind of reference old guys like Harley Race and Sting in this match because they were former United States champions before they became world champions. Anyway, so yeah, they did this tournament to crown the new World United States Championship, a champion, really the first United States champion in WWE history on this show. Anyway, so yeah, uh, Eddie and Benoit. I don't know the world United States champion in WCW. With Eddie, he won the cruiserweight title in WCW, but I don't think he won the United States title. I don't want to get into it, but anyway, so this was a fantastic match. You know, the really good workers between Benoit and Eddie. The fans were booing Eddie Guerrero. I think this is the time they're starting to get behind Eddie Guerrero. This is slow. Eddie's going to learn to become a babyface. He's doing this typical. I think this match kind of brought down. The match brought it down to me. It was too much referee bumps, and then I think like Eddie's trying to do like he's looked like Benoit hit him with the belt, but the referee's still down. It was a lot of referee bumps, and one more of the match you had Eddie smack the referee with the title belt. He's still knocked out. And then Benoit trying to made Eddie tap out with a crossface, and Eddie, because the referee, didn't see he's knocked out. In the end, we got Rhino came out, and Gore Benoit and Eddie hit the frog splash to win this match and become WWE's first United States champion. And yeah, they had a four-way. I think they had a four-way match or triple threat match at SummerSlam. I'll get to that. I'll do that review in the future. But this was a good performance between Benoit and Eddie Guerrero. Really funny. Like 1 year later, they'll win their first championships. In the beginning of 2004. Actually, Benoit won it. Second world title for Benoit because he won the world title in WCW, won it at this sold out pay-per-view in 2000. So they will become like stars in the company, carry both brands in the beginning of 04 going into WrestleMania. Eddie will win the title from Brock at No Way Out and beat Kurt Angle to retain the title at WrestleMania 20, and Benoit basically win the Rumble and win the world title at WrestleMania. Yeah, these are both guys hugging out at WrestleMania 20. It's really sad. Like years later, you're not going to see both Eddie and Benoit ever again because Eddie died of a heart attack, and Benoit, the double murder suicide. So anyway, what a really good opener to kick off Vengeance. So moving on to the next match. The next match, oh boy. We got Jamie Noble versus Billy Gunn. This is kind of wonky. This rivalry. This was kind of like a mini rivalry between Jamie Noble and Billy Gunn. Jamie Noble. The other match on SmackDown that Billy Gunn won. He's like Noble's bragging for basically a rematch. So Tori Wilson, I'm guessing like he's Billy Gunn's kayfabe girlfriend, basically, made this match, really, accept this match. I'm trying to say, if Jamie Noble win this match, he gets to sleep with Tori Wilson, and that's the storyline. All around, all Jamie Noble wants to do is have to have sex or really sleeping with Tori Wilson. Because at this time, Jamie Noble was in this kayfabe storyline relationship with Nydia. Because they're doing the whole stuff. They got the rich now. They got they're doing the redneck couple. Like Nydia's wearing like the Daisy Dukes and and the tank tops. It's a good storyline. A good rivalry, a good love storyline between Noble and Nydia. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes love relationships in pro wrestling sometimes works. Others not so much. Anyway, so this match was a decent, fine match. And this was one flaw. Like this is one problem with brand only pay-per-views, not just in the brand split 1.0 and also the 2.0 brand split, because some of these matches you probably see it on Raw or SmackDown. Anyway, but it was a fun match. Basically you had a slap off between Nydia and Tori Wilson. They didn't really have a cat fight. Basically, you had Jamie Noble kissing Tori Wilson, and then basically you had Nydia and Tori Wilson smacking Jamie Noble at the same time. And before the start of the match, Noble was carrying like a briefcase, and inside the briefcase was fucking sex toys. In the end, Noble, I feel like Tori Wilson trying to help Billy Gunn to get the victory, but instead Noble rolled up Billy Gunn for the victory, and Jamie Noble gets the chance to sleep with Tori Wilson. I don't know what happens next. I found it on Wikipedia not too long. I watched it a long time ago. I think like Nydia got involved. I can really find this on the network. I might watch it. I don't think it ends up that well for Jamie Noble because Nydia was jealous because they'll break up until I think it was early in 2004 they broke up between Noble and Nydia, and then Nydia went to Raw. Nydia should remain on SmackDown. I feel like. Like when she got to Raw, she was a fucking dead woman walking. She had no chance because you got Trish and Lita, Molly Holly, Victoria, the Go Workers on the Raw brand. Anyway, it was a fine match. So it kind of served its purpose. I let it slide. Moving on to match number 3. I don't really call it a match. Before I get to the third match in the pairs, be right back. Anyway, I'm back. So yeah, match number 3. We got the WWE Tag Team Championship match. We got Shelton Benjamin and Charlie Haas, the World's Greatest Tag Team, defend the belts against Rey Mysterio. At the time was the Cruiserweight. No, sorry, forgot. We got sorry about that. That was the next match. Sorry, we got the APA. We got the APA Brawl, Invitational Brawls. So in this show, APA is doing this invitational ballroom brawl. Your Bradshaw. Sorry, Bradshaw. Before he had the JBL hair before the heel turn. This is 1 year before he turned heel. And Farouk, they did this whole ballroom brawl invitational. You got every low card talent in this natural. This was an actual brawl. This was a wild brawl. You got like fucking low fucking jobbers. You got like Matt Hardy. I don't really call Matt Hardy a jobber, but you got like crappy gimmicks. Let me see. You got fucking the Bashams. I think there were. I don't know. I think it was all 4 that made their debuts, but I don't know, man. I think they were still in OVW. You got Funaki. He's kind of like a jobber. You got Canyon. I think that was Canyon's last pay-per-view appearance before. I think he got released in 2004, and then it's really sad. In 2010, he committed suicide. I think before that, he kind of went public and just revealed he was gay. I think you got Spanky. That's Brian Kendrick. we'll see. You got the Brooklyn Brawler, that's Steve Lombardi. You got the fucking Easter Bunny. This is the decade before Adam Rhodes is Bunny. And then you got Doink the Clown. Yeah, Doink, and then you got Brother Love, Bruce Pritchard as Brother Love. Brother Love, sorry. He did the whole he did his shtick before the start of the brawl. Yeah, this was a wild brawl. It wasn't really a bad brawl. It was a really good brawl, but it's just you had one more of the match. I think you had Bradshaw kind of thrown. I think it was the Easter Bunny, a guy in a bunny suit threw it. I think it's through a glass mirror. It was literally throwing smashing like glass over their heads and bar stools. In the end, the APA got the victory. Yeah, his one catch. Yeah, this is a downgrade. If I compare to this segment to the Rennick Triathlon from Bad Blood 03, I have to say the Rennick Triathlon is way better than the Barroom Invitational Brawl by the APA, because I don't think that had no purpose, because with the Rennick Triathlon, they did Bad Blood because Austin and Bischoff was feuding. But this was kind of like just a random, this was just a random segment match to kill time on the pay-per-view. And this is probably, like I said earlier, this is better off on SmackDown, not on your pay-per-view that people spend a lot of money. It's good to see, the APA, at the time, they're not really doing anything at the time. It wasn't that long. I think it was about 5 minutes. It got good time. It's not like a 20-minute. If it was 20 minutes, whoa, that would be, just 20 minutes of people, low jobbers, low card talent just being pissed and doing wild brawls in a bar set. So, anyway, it was good for what it is. I go with the Reddit Triathlon. That was a bit better than the APA's Barroom Invitational Brawl. 1 second. Anyway, and then we got the WWE Tag Team Championship match. We got, Benjamin and Haas, the world's greatest tag team, defending the belts against the Cruiserweight champion at the time, Rey Mysterio, and Billy Kidman. And this was a really good match. Everyone had their moments. And I will believe that both Mysterio and Kidman, I believe they're going to win this tag team titles on the show. They're both high flyers, against Benjamin and Haas. They are really good. What in my opinion, one of the most underrated tag teams in WWE history. They never got any credit. Between Haas and Benjamin, because after Kurt Angle, he took a hiatus after WrestleMania because they were part of Team Angle, and basically just Angle's doing his thing, and world's greatest tag team also doing their thing as tag team champions. It's really good. Ray. I think Ray hit like a 619. I think he hit the West Coast pop. In the end, the world's greatest tag team, Haas and Benjamin, hit like I thought it was a doomsday, but instead you had Haas. I think it was Mysterio or Kidman. Haas placed Mysterio or Kidman on Haas's shoulders, and then Benjamin just did like a leg drop off the top rope, and that was the sickest move. And and World's Greatest Tag Team retained the tag team titles on the show. I thought they made Mysterio, Kidman believe they're gonna win. Unfortunately, they came short. So that sneeze. So it was a really fantastic tag team match. And then we got Stephanie McMahon versus Sable. At this time, Stephanie was the SmackDown GM at the time, and Sable was really at this point. Sable was part of this, was kind of in the middle, was in this rivalry between Vince and Stephanie. So why Sable came back? So anyway, Sable was one of the stars in the Attitude Era in the late 90s. Sorry, she was kind of like drawing, play. She was kind of like the face of Playboy. She was kind of like the star, overshadowing, Mark Merrow, at the time, real life husband at the time. And then, Merrow left the company, and then Sable left the company in 1999. Oh yeah, she left the company in 1999. I feel like she sued the company because of sexual harassment. I think it was one of her co-workers sexual harassed Sable behind the scenes. So she left the company in 1999. Won't see Sable again until 2003. At this point, why Sable return? She didn't serve any purpose. She's a people woman, but at this point, she, like I think she was in the mid 30s at the time. I think she's in her 50s right now. So she was probably in her mid 30s at the time. But I don't know why she's there. She didn't do anything. She left the company. Like I said, I covered her last match in her second run in the company. That was against Tori Wilson at the Great American Bash of 2004. That was not a good match, and her first match back was not that good because Sable fucking sucks. She was there for eye candy. Yeah, she had one good match with Jacqueline one time, but at least with Jacqueline and Sable are different because Jacqueline's one of the best workers. Sable is not. She's there for, like eye candy. She could do the stuff with the bikini. I think she had one moment on Raw from I think it was '98. She took off the bra and she's had like fucking handprints on her tits. Anyway, so yeah, this was not a good match. And Stephanie was not a good worker. She's never been good in the ring. She had a bad match with Brie Bella at SummerSlam a decade later. She was not that good in that mixed tag team match at WrestleMania 34 between her and Triple H versus Kurt Angle and Ronda Rousey. She was better off as a in-ring personality. She's not a wrestler. She's an in-ring personality. In the end, you had A-Train, basically clothesline Stephanie, and Sable pins Stephanie for the victory. And yeah, and this is, I'll get to it a little bit later. Moving on to we got The Undertaker versus John Cena. Not just the John Cena you see right now. At this time, this is an upstart John Cena. This is the Doctor of Thuganomics John Cena, the hip hop John Cena. So at this point, Cena's a heel. He's doing his disc hip hop raps, and really got him over as a heel rapper. He was kind of like disrespecting the Undertaker. And I think like Undertaker on a SmackDown cost John Cena his match with Billy Gunn in the United States tournament. He was, I think it was in the semifinals or quarterfinal stage, and Undertaker cost Cena the match. So this is setting up this match on the show. This was physical, but told a good story between Taker and Cena. I felt like one more of the match, Taker was bleeding from the mouth, and I think he bled a little bit in the forehead. I think he kicked out the FU. It's very funny. Cena was in his first he was in the title picture early against Brock Lesnar. This was at Backlash. And Cena was this was kind of like the rise of John Cena. He will later on become, this is going to rise. He was a heel. He became a babyface at the end of the year, and then win his first title. That'll be the United States title at WrestleMania 20, and then he went on to win his first world title at WrestleMania 21. So this was kind of the rise of John Cena. Yeah, he hit the FU on Taker. Taker kicked out. In the end, Taker hit the last ride onto Cena to win this match. And I said to myself, it's a really damn shame they never have series of matches over the years between Undertaker and John Cena. They had one. I think they had one more on a SmackDown in 2004, and that's it. Yeah, they had the tag team match from No Way Out from 2007. Cena and Michaels versus Taker and Batista. But I'm talking about one-on-one. They never had a match one-on-one. It's a really damn shame. I think like WWE completely missed the boat on a series of matches. They could do a lot of money. Unfortunately, this I think it's just timing. I don't want to get it too much, but it's kind of true. Cena, they could do a lot of good money, and they could draw a lot between Cena and Undertaker, because like Cena is like the Superman of pro wrestling slash WWE, and Undertaker is the Batman slash pro wrestling of WWE. They could do a lot of good money. Yeah, they had that squash at WrestleMania 34. But they never had like a proper one-on-one matches over the years. They could really do, maybe it's a Hell in a Cell match or a casket match. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention this. Like on one episode of SmackDown, Cena was rapping towards the Undertaker while he's in the graveyard, pissing on the Undertaker's gravestone. It's a bit of a dig, but they never like did these. It's a damn shame. I think I think they missed the boat. They could do a lot of good money. It's like, when I heard rumors like, I don't know stories like the stories that not Undertaker, John Cena and The Rock, they did success of those two WrestleMania matches, the two WrestleMania main events from 28 and 29. They did success in their rivalry, but they made a lot of money. But with Undertaker and John Cena, it's a damn shame. I think they could do a lot of money, could expand throughout, going into the new decade. It won't be overrated. I think they could do like, a rivalry, whether it's they should have done a rivalry in '03, because I think they don't really do anything in '03, because at the time, because Cena, like you say, he's going to be a babyface in the next few months, and then Taker will be buried alive at Survivor Series and came back as a dead man. I'm gonna end this, but it's just like it's damn sure they never had like a SummerSlam match, a proper WrestleMania match, or even any matches in the top four. Top four of the big four pay-per-views. That could do a lot of big money. Could boost a little bit of the buy rates, but unfortunately they just never capitalize. And at the same time, they never like truly interact. When Undertaker came back as the Dead Man, they just never truly interact. And Cena, became the hip hop rapper, and he became Super Cena. I don't know, man. It's politics, because I don't know. There's rumors like I don't know. Undertaker hates John Cena in real life because Cena is holding back young talent. I don't want to get into it, so I'm gonna end it right now, man. I've been talking about nearly 2 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes, going on 5 minutes. Anyway, so moving on to the semi-main event. We got Vince McMahon versus Seth Godin. This is Seth Godin's first and only WWE Sorry, folks, I'm back. So anyway, yeah, it kind of completely cut off. It's just all of a sudden it just cut off. Anyway, moving on to the next match. Sorry. Yeah, it's just completely, and then it took me about 2 minutes. Anyway, it's my phone completely it wasn't kaput. It's completely like out of juice. So anyway, so let get back to let's move on to the semi main event. Anyway, we got Vince McMahon versus Zach Gowen. The building is for Zach Gowen like he's the guy. He's a wrestler with the one-legged. He's a one-legged wrestler because as a kid, he nearly died of cancer, and he got his leg amputated. So basically, Vince is being like the evil. Vince being Vince. He's basically treating like Zach Gowen like crap. Like he's kicking his cane. Said about he's like public assault. He's getting like the police officers trying to arrest him. He's trespassing because he's not really a true, he's not a real athlete. So yeah, this was during the storyline between Vince McMahon and Mr. America / Hulk Hogan. That was like a crap storyline. Anyway, so on a SmackDown, you had Zach Gowen was in the match between him and Stephanie against Big Show and A Train. And this is if Zach Gowen win this match, he'll get a contract to become a WWE wrestler, and he got helped by Brock Lesnar and Kurt Angle. So basically, his first match as a WWE wrestler was against Vince McMahon. I'm going to keep it short and simple. I'm trying to say, not good. It is simple, but this match was crap. For Zach Gowen, he's so limited because for his disability, has one leg. Vince, he had some good matches, Vince, but he had good wrestlers carried him, with the Shawn Michaels and the Hulk Hogans. But with Zach Gowen, they did try, but it was just not a good match. It was boring. I feel like one more of the match, I think like Zach Gowen smacked Vince McMahon in the back of the head with a chair. He was going for like a moonsault, but instead, Vince got out of the way, pinned him, and Vince got the victory. So, and they should have made it like if Zach Gowen win this match at Vengeance, he gets the contract instead of throwing it on a SmackDown. It's basically what's really the point. It's just it's just really killing time. And as for Zach Gowen. This is, like I said, was the first and only WWE pay-per-view appearance for Zach Gowen because I think he's still around in SmackDown throughout the rest of 2003. He had this one segment on SmackDown with heel Brock. He's kidnapped him. He's on a wheelchair. It basically pushed him down this fucking staircase backstage. That was really the most. It was in poor taste. I was a bit offended. Like this was the time, Ruthless Aggression era is still pushing the envelopes. But I like some of the stuff. It could be good, but sometimes it could be going too far. Like Triple H fucking up a mannequin. Vince McMahon versus God. I think the stuff with Tori Wilson and Dawn Marie over the death of Al Wilson. It's just like a lot of crappy stuff. It could be in poor taste. With Brock pushing over Zach Gowen off a wheelchair down the the stairways, pushing down the stairs. It's just really insulting, and it's basically sometimes alienating your fans. It's just like it's edgy, but it goes too far. So anyway, so Zach Gowen, he was in a losing streak, and then in 2004 he left the company. I think he got injured, and then he got released from the company. Then he had runs in the Indies, and he had 3 runs in Ring of Honor. I think he I found this on Wikipedia that he opened up a wrestling school. I don't think it was a wrestling school, but a wrestling promotion for kids, really wrestlers with disabilities. So it's good for him. He's probably spent the rest of his money to open up like a promotion for giving like wrestlers with disability a chance. So it's good kudos for Zach Gowen. So Anyway, so moving on to the main event. The main event, we got a triple threat match for the WWE Championship. We got Brock Lesnar defending the belt against Kurt Angle and the Big Show. So this is a span over a few months. You know, I feel like the three guys in the WWE title picture were basically mostly it's been Brock Lesnar, Kurt Angle, and the Big Show. Yeah, John Cena was in the title picture, only a cup of coffee. This is before he became a main event star, but the main three are Big Show, Lesnar, and Angle in the title picture. So anyway, Lesnar and Angle and Lesnar had a great match at WrestleMania 19, and then Angle took some time off. He suffered a neck injury. Big Show, yeah, Lesnar and Big Show had a rivalry. They had a match at Judgment Day. I think it was a stretches match. And then on a SmackDown in June, they had this segment. This came off when Lesnar basically, I think Big Show and Lesnar suplexed off the top rope and made the ring collapse. You made Taz says, "Holy shit!" That was a good fucking moment in the Ruthless Aggression era. So yeah, basically Angle came back, basically revoked his title clause because like I said, Lesnar defeat Angle for the title at WrestleMania. So basically, this match was good. Everyone had their moments because Big Show makes sense because Big Show defeated Lesnar at Survivor Series in 2002 after Paul Heyman betrayed Brock Lesnar. That makes sense. And then Angle beat Big Show at Armageddon the following month, and then, like I said, Lesnar defeat Angle at WrestleMania a few months later. So everyone got involved in this match. A lot of big power moves. I think like one time Angle and Lesnar chokeslammed the Big Show. It was big power moves over big power moves. I think one more of the match. I think you had Angle slammed the Big Show through an announce table. It's building up between Lesnar and Kurt Angle. They're the main two. I think they are the top baby faces. I'm gonna tell you this. This was a few weeks before Vengeance. This was on the SmackDown. Some people don't remember this. I think some people think this is forgettable, but I find it funny. This was on a SmackDown. Basically, like Kurt Angle, he was chatting up with a female caterer. He was drinking like a big pint of milk, and he's drinking the milk. He's trying to chat this girl up, and then Lesnar smacked Angle in the back, and Angle spit the milk into the woman's face. I thought it was funny. And they did the whole push-up competition. I thought the stuff was good. It was kind of like a brotherly rivalry. I'll explain a little bit after this. So anyway, so in the end, Angle hit double Angle slams on Big Show and Lesnar to win this match. And Angle really regains the WWE title because Lesnar won the title at WrestleMania. And Angle regained the belt on this show. So Big Show will be out of the title picture until feuding with JBL. This was later in 2004. And the rivalry between Angle and Lesnar continued throughout the rest of 2003. They had really good matches. They had the good match at WrestleMania. And then before SummerSlam, Lesnar turned heel again and set up the Lesnar, Angle Lesnar 2 at SummerSlam. That basically Angle retained the title, made Brock Lesnar tap out, and they had a good Iron Man match on a SmackDown. It's a damn shame they should have done it. They should have done it at No Mercy instead of doing it on SmackDown for free. So they had a good. This is one of the best rivalries in 2003 between Lesnar and Angle. I think they did well because they are the top two guys in that brand at the time, because SmackDown really blown Raw out of the water. Raw was still good. It's not like the brand split 2.0, like 2 years ago, because Raw is still shit. Raw was shit now compared to like nearly 20 years ago, but Raw was okay. It was still good. You still got like Evolution, Shawn Michaels, you had Goldberg, but with SmackDown, just blow it to the water, man. That's another topic for another time. They just kind of beat Raw because I think at the time Heyman was writing the shows. I don't know who's writing the shows on Raw. I don't want to get into it, but yeah, the best rivalry on Raw at the time. I don't know. I don't really know. But on SmackDown, there's plenty. I think the main one has to be, uh, Brock Lesnar and Kurt Angle. They had, yeah, like I said, matches at WrestleMania. You got Vengeance, SummerSlam, and the Iron Man match are at. I think it was on a October's edition. I think it was September October's edition on SmackDown, and then they'll feud again years later in Japan. That's another story for another time. So yeah, Angle leaves Vengeance as the new WWE champion. So anyway, so my final rating for Vengeance of 2003, I'm gonna give it a 9.5 out of 10. This was a really good show. This is a really, this is way better than Bad Blood of that year. Bad Blood was a mixed bag. Vengeance was a really good show. So it started well and ended well. The first match was Eddie versus Benoit for the United States title. And then at the end you got Cena Undertaker. I put Billy Gunn and Jamie Noble. That was passable, a good match. It was a fine match, what it is. And the tag team title match between World's Great Tag Team versus Mysterio and Kidman. In the middle, I'm gonna put the APA Bar Room Invitational Brawl in the middle. It's just what it is. It was still good, but it's just a random segment. The only two things in the bad, the two matches in the bad, I have to put Stephanie versus Sable and Vince versus Zach Gowen. This was crappy. It's just furthering up the rivalry between McMahon, Vince, and Stephanie. Who had the I Quit match at No Mercy in October of that year. So that was not a good match. This was the way to written off Stephanie off the storyline. So anyway, so yeah, I give it a 9 out of 10. So hope you enjoyed my review of WWE Vengeance of 2003. Sorry about the blackout from earlier. I kind of recovered that. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Smash the like button and subscribe to the Central Man Network on YouTube. I'm going to do one more pay-per-view before we get to King of the Ring of 1995. So this weekend's let's go to 2010. Of course, I did 1 month ago. I did SummerSlam 2010. That was not a good show because it basically wiped out two promising factions. Let's go to the following month's pay-per-view. That will be Night of Champions 2010. This is Central Man officially signing out. Check you later.